Master. That's it? Yeah. No, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. Thank you. So, firstly, I just wanted to thank you that you gave us your time and the opportunity to meet us. And this means a lot to us. And the reason I'm here is I'll ask some questions about Buddhism. I was very excited to meet him. So that is why I'm here.
So firstly, we want to wish you a very warm welcome. Very glad to meet with you and to have a session together. And now we will give our best to give the best answer that we can ever do.
Thank you so much. Kariche. Master, first thing I want to ask is just if you can give a small introduction about yourself and about this monastery so that we can know where we are and what is the importance of the place that we are in.
So his name is like Pukise, and he's born in this community itself. And then he then entered as a monk or enrolled as a monk at the age of 8. And then like almost he had spent like 15 years as studying in this very institute. And then after the completion of his studies, then he went to in Bhutan we have one of the nunnery institute. And then he served as a teacher in this nunnery institute. And after then he came back to this monastery that you have seen down there. And there he served as a Buddhist Master, the second of this the monastery. And then just last year he came back in this very the institute, and then still he is serving as a teacher. Talking about this very institute or in this very land. So it's like it has been started with the 7th reincarnation of this monastery. And then in the very earlier it's like the retreat place. And then later it has been upgraded as the university, and this monastery has been upgraded as a university by this very master that we have seen. And then now it has been serving as the university until now.
Good to know. Master, the first question that is very simple. For someone who is very new, what is Buddhism? And what is the meaning of Buddhism?
The Chudim Roshwajin, the Chi Lumayusum, the Chokachabagalo, so Chi Nanagisim Chokachamigi, the Melos, Lapja, Tapshi, Danzum Tin, Dumichulu, the Nambas, so Nanagisimgi Shedizuni, Nanagisimgi, Letam divisions on it, Danzumchulu, the Nambas.
It's like talking about the Buddhism, so at the Tibetan language, we call it Nangpa'i or Nangchi, which means that you have the 3 forms or 3 cats of the activity, which means that we have the body, speech, and mind. And when we talk about the Buddhism at the Tibetan language, when we call it as Nangchi or Nangpa'i, it means it totally focuses on the internal of our mind, where it tends to correctify or in order to make the good of our internal mind, and it focuses mostly on the internal mind, how to make in a very good way rather than living it in a very negative way. This is the very brief about the Buddhism when you call it Nangchi.
Telani Nangpa Simigi Tawasumchi, Telechubasumchi Machin, Tani Nibadola, Tawadi, Tenji Jajun, Majara comes to Koramaki Chu so. Kachi, Masakachi in the Gravituru, Chiki Chilutin, Redumiso, Sabinaki, the Tawa, Tenjuni. The lecture body was in Tell Nebo, Sejenu Dukin, 이제는 모두 빈 스미디 가 아방고 스미디 너무 생기기 줘봐 아니 이게 돌려주시나로 너희 심 주가전이디 나나가 나는
Now when we talk about this Buddhism also, like we have the view and the behavior of this Buddhism. And the view is like we all are interlinked. Like the rest of the physical things or the other of the beings, we all are being interdependent, or we are all dependent to each other, or we are all linked to each other. And now when we talk about the behavior of the Buddhism, it's like we need to be good to all other beings rather than harming or rather than having a negative to other beings. So we should have the good of our mind, like the bodhicitta, of very compassionate of all the beings. This is the view and behavior of this Buddhism.
Buddhism is something that I've always thought as a religion, less of a religion, but more of a way of life. And it is good to hear that this religion basically teaches to do good and to be good. I wanted to ask that when I visited Bhutan, I visited a lot of monasteries. What does a monastery mean for a Buddhist? And what should a person like me take care of when he visits monasteries?
이제 누게 하면 손심 맞은 달라가 견데 네 셔유 달라가 견데래 셔유미디 조 같이 되는 뭐 소진 소산에다 주바찬이기.
It's like when you visit the monastery or in Bhutan, there are so many of the monastery temples or the small temples and monastery. And when you visit, you might be seeing different the Buddha statues and different things. And just as I have said before, we have the three forms or three gates of activity, like the body, speech, and mind. And when you go in and around, and normally when they do the prostrations and you go in and around, then it helps us to keep away with the negative of the merits, and then it is a place where we are going to accumulate the merits. And then secondly, we have the speech in a way that we have the chanting of the tantra, or even we have the recitation of the prayers. And when we recite the prayers, then we also keep up accumulating the merit with this speech. And then internally, when our mind is all being behaved with the Dharma, then our mind also starts with the accumulation of the merits. So the very sense, it is a place where we are having the opportunity to accumulate the merit and then keep away with the negative of the merit. And so firstly, because we want to, before we go into your question, so we have skipped one of the answers earlier. So what you should be doing when you visit the temples. And it's when you visit the temples, you might be seeing a very beautiful and very clean of the environment in around the monastery. And then finally, when you have visited in this very monastery or inside the temple, then you must think that finally you are into this very temple. And then when you are into the temple, and just we have said, the three forms or three gates of the activity, the body, speech, and mind. And just we have told before, that it all depends upon our own mind. So now finally, when you have entered into the monastery or in a temple, so you should start praying that there are so many of the beings who are very having the suffering of the life in and around. But it's very impossible that you can solve the problems of in and around with the physical or any of the ways. But however, at least from your mind, you just try to pray that even if I am not able to solve the problems, even I'm not able to, even if I am not able to solve the problems of all the beings, that at least may pray in such a way that may all the beings alleviate, or may they have the very less of the problem, or may they have much of the happy life. Because
you mentioned Dharma. I want to ask, what is Dharma?
제일 밑에 가슴 지나갔습니다. 그래서 다른 것을
취했음이디 조가점이 탑시죠. 조가점. 같이 조가점이 소로시고 하신 단이 추 성기기 수미기 근데 추기 분부기 지시 동서도 다 하니 날이 위신날로 다 한수 지기 탑.
So Dharma is like, so Buddha have given the 84,000 of the teachings, or also like the Dharma, let's say. And then it's like a kind of the medications, like medicine, let's say. Why it is called as medicine is because it helps us to like the rectify or to mitigate our negative things, like the body, like we have the different of the like the negative ways of doing by the body. And then it's like from Dharma, when we keep on studying and when we bring into the implication part, then it is something in order to mitigate our negative of our body, negative of our speech, and negative of our mind. So it's like to do the meditation because Buddha have given like the so many of methods or so many of the ways how to rectify or how to, let's say, how to train or tame our mind into the positive. So Dharma, in a very sense, it is like the rectify or to train our mind, body, speech, and mind in a very positive way.
When I came to Bhutan, I heard a lot about happiness, and I can see it from the faces of monks and your face as well, that you guys are happy. I want to know what is happiness in Buddhism and why are people here so happy?
그러나 둘이 해진비랑 같이 람축다 대랑 같이 둘이 미소축이라 시대이다 대려 가와 통일시.
주요 또 나가 나는 좀 날로 좋아진 그때에 배고가 쓰미지 나는 딱 나에게 직업이 쉬게.
We are not really feeling how much happy we are, but you all are saying this very happy, and we surely believe that this could be the prayers that we have dedicated to all the beings, like having the bodhicitta mind. Maybe this bodhicitta mind is the one thing that you are seeing us very happy.
We wish that we also develop a mind like that. When speaking about Buddhism, I want to know what is karma? And does Buddhism believe in karma? And if yes, what are the good karmas, or what can I do to improve my karma?
근데 진주 넘어선 기백이 취 매면 맛이 대유리에서 가 레주르들아 조딩되게 당수에 되었어요. 인터넷에 나라마 또 관찰적이
So it's like cause and effect, the karma. And then we being a follower of the Buddhism, we really believe in the cause and effect or the karma. That is, if we can do the good things, then ultimately we believe that there will be happiness. And if we do the negative things or bad things, then ultimately it will bring the negative of its effect. So on this, we the follower of the Buddha, or we being as a Buddhism, we really believe in this karma. It's like how we are reacting upon the karma. So on this, before I said that if you do the negative thing, then ultimately there will be the fruit of this negative, that is the suffering. And it's like if you always think of the negative things, like the beating the other or harming, harming other beings, then it will be automatically coming or reversing back with the suffering, such as sickness and the unhealthy of the body, and so many of the problems related to physical body, internal mind, and our mind or our life would be unpeace at all. But however, if your mind is being trained in a very positive way, that you want to think for the benefit of other beings, or you are thinking for the well-being for all the beings, then it will be reversing back with the fruit or the outcome with the very success and very good, very peace and very happy of our life.
With the Master, I require you as a medium according to Buddhism, is there a medium that is required for us to connect with God?
아니면 또 거기에 김군의 주제를 분해를 막 보내지.
저러디고 아닙니다. 저러디 가지고 써진 그런 게 주.
It's like a friend. That's how I want to make it. So it's like when you do the Dharma, so we need a friend, for example, a friend in the sense that we need a guidance, for example, like the teacher. And through the guidance, the teacher will be just giving us with the full of the guidance, and then through this only, then we can able to understand. Through this only, we can able to study, and then only dependent on the teacher, we can able to connect with the higher realms of the Buddhas or any of the Bodhisattvas.
Now, I've come here for a vacation. I'm happy, I'm at peace. When I will go back at my place, I will start getting stress, anxiety out of work and any other stuff. What can people or what can I do to not be affected by stress and anxiety?
So maybe it depends upon the environment that you are actually living. So however, when you have so many of the problems, at least just try to rest for a while and you can just think of nothing. And then this will at least bring the sense of the inner peace, that we are keeping the suffering away from your mind. And then the second one is try to think of the being of other beings as much as you're thinking for the benefit of other beings. When you have a little bit of the problems, you can think that may this kind of problems may not be affected, or must not affect the other being. And this is like the bodhicitta mind. And as long as, or as far as you have this like the bodhicitta mind, that you are thinking for the well-being for the other beings, and this will be slowly bringing you the impact within yourself, that your mind will be slowly getting into very peace of mind. So this could be the aspirations of having the bodhicitta mind, and then this will be slowly bring the inner peace from the Buddhist way. And this is also being mentioned in so many of the sutras or so many of the teachings of the Buddha.
A lot of young people out there are very, they don't have guidance. So what is that one guidance that the master would want to give to the young people that can help them in their future and in life?
normalmente shesunshashubdaba tanmyungi midusuge tanzumbe kule sunshamidusu darangi len delenti tusu lalen tapta tanzumbe beudoshbachin tanama similejim delenta bundabuta chila chigalote charachiche.
It's like sometimes it's very problematic when you go or when you seek for the advisor how to make our the life or how to make our mind very peace. This is because if we can help or if we can get the very good of the advisor, then at least it will be benefiting us. But when you are seeking too much for the advisor, then who knows, you will be ended up in getting the wrong of the advisor, and then this brings the problematic. Rather than solving the problems or rather than having the peace within yourself, you'll be having the problem, and then you have so much of the insecurities within yourself. So rather than going for the advisor too much, it is our own duty or it's our own job to reflect back ourselves, that when you move in your life, you will know what are the problems that you are facing, and you'll know what are the good things that are coming along with your life. And then when you move along the life and when you have the problems or the hardships, then you can just try to either in the being born in a very contemporary or the iced world or digitalized world. There are so many of the YouTubes and so many of the experience who have shared on the social medias, and then you can even go on with this kind of the social media, and based on this you can just try to bring back. And then if you can if you think that this would be really helping you to rectify or solve the problem, then you can slowly get back yourself, and then you can just try to medicate your own mind how to keep your life in a very positive, in a very aligned with the fruitful life. And then if you see something of the problems, then you can just then and there delete away. And this is how you can just try to link all with your life.
And what is meditation?
주로 공심이 가슴 지나갔습니다.
또 곰 셀럽도시 하신 또 곰스미디 네 라린 타미치로 라린 타미치로 건. 또 같이 라린 타미 소다로 그렇지다 배천날에 배워진 배천날에가 되미디 히마라랑기 니미디랑기 노섬지다 안 노섬데 단사 비시니 베토바니비도 베모토바니비도 스노베비시나로 텔레베토미도 솔라린다 베모토베디 바포 베베 안즈미 자비줄이 또 곰스라비 텔레 곰스미디 그렇지라니 베도들로다 심기 시대 통리기 때문에 탑시지 이 심기 시대 통리기 때문에 탑시지 가지고 소도시 배워진 그 지심 접촉에 나다 같이 배로 모두 통치한 중에 되고서로 그 지심이 같이 무슨 말도 배우듯이 예초도 기분도 좋으셔서 아니 예초 되고기 되어지도 아니 되어더라 아니기 몸이 있어 아니기 같이 핀도 소도 좋으신 아니 예초의 것으로.
So when we talk about the meditation also, in the Tibetan language we call it Kum, and it has the two of the ways of sharing about the meditations. So first of the meditation is like something to be done in a very practical way. That is, you can just try to do it again and again. This is the first of the meditations. So how we can do it again and again is firstly you can just try to study, for the Buddhism we study a lot, and then after studying, then after analyzing and after understanding it, then you will know what is good and what is bad. And obviously, just being said before, these bad things will bring the negative, the karma or the harmful things, and we always aspire for the positive, or we always aspire for the happiness. And when we aspire for the happiness, then we always wanted to focus on the positive things, and then reminding or doing again and again in line with this positive is called as the meditations. Now, second thing is generally we have the insecurities, we have the physical problems, the internet problems, and then when we have such kind of the insecurities or the problems, both in the physical or the mental health, then at times for a very short time you can just raise yourself without thinking any of the problem. And then when you live, even during the very short duration of the time, when you have a little bit of the peace, and this peace will help firstly to make the mind raise and gain the peace, and then also the nervous system will have the very sharp of the mind, and then it will have the very peace with the body. And then ultimately when we have the peace of our mental mind and peace with this physical body, then this is the impact of having the meditation, and this is overall called as the meditation.
Okay. My one of the last requests. We talked about meditation. When I go back, if during my day, if I want to take out 30 seconds or a few seconds and just meditate, can the Master show me and we along with him together right now, just practically for a few seconds meditate, and how can we do that?
Have you done the meditation before?
I have, but it's like hold your hands, close your eyes.
같이 남성교육이 나름 조심하지 공잡에 kopso 그처럼 땜된 흘러드나 또 봤으면 저랬어. 내가 저렇게 공잡에 kopso 대상되는 무슨 가치도 또 있어. 나는 대상 치유. 나는 대상되는 지금 대수 조심하신 들리는 얘기에 자, 공 뜻수가 리즘의 유 대수로 대자는 농도 솔루션 유기 독단대 넘습니다. 같이 독단이 있습니다.
Firstly, like when we do the meditation, let's say about the Buddhist way. So the first important thing is we have the body posture mandates, or the pose, how to have the structure of the physical body. This is because when we have the structure of the physical body, then all our nervous system will be very straight and very sharp, and then we have the stable or the very structure of the physical body, then we'll even have the very good passage or inhalation and exhalations of the breath or the air. And when we have this, then we'll be having the good of the meditation where it focuses our mind should not be in aligned with the negative. The important thing is our mind should not be aligned with we have the 5 poisons or the 3 poisons, like the desire, anger, and the ignorance. And then when we have the set or the structure of the physical body, then we will have the very good of the nervous system and good of the inhalation and exhalation. And then on this, our mind should not be in alignment with this of the 5 poisons or the 3 poisons.
Can we do meditation?
아니거든.
Going slow.
공연이 대통도 나로 같은 뒤에서 뭐가 뒤니디 성경 넘버 나제 넘는 취된스. 대통 이제 저기 내장 잡아로 대통 가든도 단나로 샵도지 교통세. 단도지 교통들도 배우면서 무슨
So we will try with this physical body postures, and we have the 7 of the physical body point postures. So firstly, it's we have the leg folding.
Okay, so am I doing it right?
야. 저기도 아니디. 근데 안에도 감기 대통대 아니면서. 근데 차디 냠자세. 라디 유무로 입다르베 대봉이 되는 됩니다.
This is the hand posture where left hand should be just above the right hand. Then maybe this thumb should be in this posture.
근데 깁 다들 좀 수달로 깁야 참통 더비 되고 그래.
And then the backbone should be straight like an arrow.
근데 공부하기 쉽더라 저도 많이 공부네. 근데 입장 여기 아니 공부 좀해. 참통들에서 보세요.
And our shoulders should be straight, just like the feathers of the vulture.
So is it correct?
Yes, yeah. 는 대지디 준바 충지 고스다니 바다디 장통 대비 탄되시네. 지지만에 고도숨 집에 배웠지. 단디 준바 충지 하고 있어.
And our neck should be not too much straight, it should be a little bit bent down.
델레미 나츠로 팝세. 대안이 미더디 나츠로 나츠로 팝스도 아니 라바기 줘도 못다니면 바비시나. 나치기 조기 안을 동거 대지기 사고나로 단에 또 조시고 하신 단디 나츠로 팝세.
So it's like our eyes should be a little bit bent a little bit down, but not really touching the tip of the nose. It's like you can imagine the 1 meter place there, and then your eyes or your view should be just focusing on that, a little bit bent down.
델레미 지디 찌찌 이렇게 누자스니 지기 안디야 긴 야기 따라 야다자도
And our tongue should be touching the upper palate.
아니 위디 받으러 너무 취든 세 아니 토로 베디 도시와치 그렇지 심기 내찬 심디 아니 토로도 도시와치 그렇지 이렇게 속이 짜도 소리지 비동스로 자창스 그래서 리심이 도시와치 아니 짜기 나나로 좀 딜롱베 받으러 딜롱데 리심이 줬었어 딜롱데 리심이 주고래 그렇지 속함들아 근데 대도 도베팅 아니 주 대도 도베고네 대기 비신으로 저기 심드스에 유도도베 넘비팅 거지.
And these are the 7 set of the structure of the body point postures. And then, just being said earlier, so when you have this very set of the structure of the physical body, then the backbone will be straight, and then the nervous system will also be straight, and then the air that we breathe will be passed through these nervous systems. And then there will be the very good passage of the air flowing through all of these nervous systems. And then when there's good passage of the air within this nervous system, then our mind will be based on this nervous system, and there will be very sharp and very clean and clear of the mind when we have this state of the nervous system. These are the 7 Buddha point postures.
So, am I doing it correctly?
With about that taking give anyway. Trying to be with anyway.
Now when we do the meditation, so primarily it is very important to train our mind. So how we should be training our mind? It's like our mind have so many of the emotions and feelings, or so many of the things that arises, and our mind should not be focused. That we have the 3 of the time phrases like the past, present, and future, and our mind should not be focusing on any of the things of the past, any of the feelings and emotions about the past, any of the feelings and emotions about the future, and also any of the emotions about the present also. Your mind should not be tilted or banded in any of these 3 time phrases. And this way of training is known as the meditation. Very difficult to train our mind in that way without making anything. Being a very beginner, so being a beginner, so we should be like it, doing the meditation in such a way that we will be training our mind on the breath. Firstly, you can just try to exhale very slowly, and then just pause for a while. And then again, you can just try to inhale and just pause for a while. So in this way, you can keep on.
아니 어디로 샘데데 주고래 같이 샘팔 좀 힘이 주고 없이 샘이 맞추네 진짜 들리지디 저기 그 하가지비로 건다가 주고 것이 다음에 루루스노진 맞아다 하가지 인디기로 비스로 다음에 사디기 좋다지 샘거진 아니디 샘거진실에 다니고 베신들로 다음에 사디기 좋다고 네 때문에 테리버리 하는 것다 미션으로 아니 하디유 근데 때문에 받을 수 많이 로베 전부 제직도 안 하고 기대 보신 대신 받을 수 미니 더 쉽지 않.
So it's like before we have done the meditation on the breathing, and then our mind will be fully focused or concentrated on the breath, so that our mind won't be banded or our mind won't be tilted in any of the other things. This is the first way. And also the second way or the second option is like, if you have the certain of the cause that you really believe, have the faith, then you can just watch directly through the God that you believe. And then you can keep your focus, or you can keep the concentration on this God. And this is the second way in order not to bend or not to tilt your mind. And through this, you will be start having the inner peace. So it's like some people with the religion based, and some are like the atheist who doesn't have any religion. So for a very general, if someone doesn't have the God that really believe, then you can even do the meditation keeping mind focused with one of the object. And then when you keep the mind focused on this object, then your mind won't be tilted or banded in any of the things. And then through this, you will start having the inner peace. So this is like, this doesn't have to be depend on the religions.
무슨 religion? 때문에 등하자니 공단의 비첩이 kopsulu 들어 펜토고 브로시바시 아니 공점이 되기 뜻을 졸라마죠. 그러면 펜토고 버진 테리버랑하게 뱀이디 징기 드누이 세 젤로 펜토주 시위기 우승반이디 안나라 같이 독도이
New to the meditation, so we should be like just being said before that we have told about the Bodhicitta mind. So new to the meditation, so we should be always be careful about our own mind that I am doing the meditation for the benefit of all other beings. If you do this way only, then you will be getting the reverse of the fruit for the benefit of yourself. If not, how much ever the meditation you do, and if you don't have the mindset for the well-being of other beings, then there won't be much of the impact for doing the meditations.
Thank you so much, Master, for teaching me how meditation works. Before we end this, I just want to ask, does the Master have any advice for me?
또 다시 아니고 중점별로 완전히 감 임디나로서 이 비치가래게 거기에 대한 추주였어. 아니 저거 잡상 나서 공부를 비르는 다음에 아니 배드 대내단 럽저스 럽비그를 수치로 더 같이죠. 되게 미세드나로 랑기 미세디 답대도도 랑기 미세디 가도도 랑기 펜타고 심이 무슨 지어라진 아니기라도 이제 그냥 말을
So firstly, like when we were doing the leg posture, so also I have seen that you are doing the wrong posture. Where firstly you need to bend with the left leg,
Okay, first is the left leg.
and then the right leg.
Okay.
This is one thing to correct.
Okay.
So second, like the advice, it's like our mind should always be positive for thinking at the well-being of other beings. So when you keep on doing like thinking in a very positive way for the other being, then this is enough for you to have it, or you can conserve it, or you can have it, and it's okay even if you doesn't have much more of the other things. Just carry your inner pose of your mind for the being of other beings. Like if you see some of the poor beings, you can think for the benefit of the poor beings and whoever are there and around. So, at the essence, conserve and protect your inner of the positive mindset.
Thank you so much. And firstly, thank you for this opportunity. I think this will be an experience that will stay with me till the last day of my life, and the learnings that I had. And I really want to appreciate and thank you, the Master, and everyone. So thank you so much. I wish him a happy and a healthy life ahead. And I am very excited to meet him. And my humble gratitude towards Bhutan, people of Bhutan, Master, and this monastery for giving me this opportunity.